We are now remembering George Foreman, the two-time heavyweight boxing champion who also made it to the top as a commercial pitchman. He died over the weekend. He was 76 years old. Foreman made a celebrated return to boxing when he was in his 40s. That was before he made millions selling the George Foreman grill, but long after he won and lost the heavyweight title in two of the most famous fights in history.
Down goes Frazier! Down goes Frazier!
He was known as one of the greatest heavyweight champions of all time. But George Foreman was also a master of reinvention.
And tell them the king of the grill sent you.
At 19 years old, he captured the heavyweight boxing gold medal at the 1968 Olympics. After turning pro, he won 37 straight matches before knocking out an undefeated smoking Joe Frazier.
George Foreman is the heavyweight champion of the world.
He defended the title twice, only to lose the belt to Muhammad Ali in the famed match in Zaire known as the Rumble in the Jungle.
Foreman on the left view screen, Ali on the right. Ali leans up against the rope.
In an interview with CBS News in 2016, Foreman said he thought he would knock Ali out in one of the first two rounds.
About the third round, I hit him, and he fell on me. I thought, that's it. And he started screaming, "That all you got, George? Show me something." And I knew then I was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Foreman left the sport a few years later and became an ordained minister. But then, at the age of 45, he pulled off a spectacular comeback, knocking out Michael Moore, 19 years his junior.
Heavyweight history has happened.
Foreman also had his victories outside the ring.
It knocks off the fat.
Including a simple electric grill that made the pitchman more money than boxing ever did. He also had 12 children, including 5 sons who were all named George, as he told CBS Sunday Morning in 2005.
People hit you on the head and see how many names you're going to remember. I kept it simple. I never forget a name.
And the world will never forget George Foreman, a man his family says lived a life marked by unwavering faith, humility, and purpose.
Street, what's up, baby? Uh-oh, hold up. There it is. Down goes Frazier. Down goes Frazier.
That was so good. Can I just I just want to say I was in a session or whatever with my students. You know, some of my students are so young, they didn't even know that he boxed. They all they were like, yeah, the guy from the George Foreman grill. And I was like, you guys know, that's not how he became relevant. And they were like, what do you mean? So anyways, I just what an amazing life.
How old are your students? How old are they?
They're college students. So I have young, 18 that are, whatevers. And
my girlfriend, 27-year-old, was on FaceTime the other day, and she said, "Mom, you knew George Foreman boxed?" And I just looked at her mom and I said, "Boy, we at the age, that's the age that we're at. Holy crap. His whole career, your daughter has no clue it existed."
No clue. No.
Bro, that's like Ice Cube. They don't know Ice Cube was a rapper. They don't know that Will Smith used to rap. These kids.
Some people don't even know Snoop almost had his life ended.
Murder was the case.
In jail. Right. People, it's amazing that how many people just honestly. Do y'all remember when Katy Perry and Missy Elliott were at the Super Bowl? And I remember after that, people were like, "Oh, Katy Perry put Missy Elliott on." And I was like, guys, no, that's Missy Elliott. What do we? So, anyways, just in case you needed a reminder of how old you were.
My daughter once told me that she said, "I don't like Jay-Z. He only relevant because of Beyonce."
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's all the same. It's like us looking at Ronald Reagan, right? I mean, hell, we didn't know Ronald Reagan was an actor prior to becoming president.
That's true. Can you imagine, in 40 years, people are one of the Kardashian kids is going to do something great, and people are going to be like, "I didn't know that wasn't."
Well, I'm calling it now. Speaking of existence, I ain't know Coach Hayes really coached football before.
That's so funny. That's funny. Anyways, how are you, gentlemen, on this Monday? How is life? How are you? I usually start with you, Street, but so today I'm going to switch it up. How are you, Coach Hayes? How was your weekend? How is life? We haven't seen you in a week on live. I need more WREs with people that might go to Texas. However, other than that, how are you?
Man, look here. I'm good, man. Had our spring break. We was off. Made it happen. Some things didn't happen, but at the end of the day, it all happened. But no, we good to go, man. We in Deerfield right now, beach. The spring breakers are out, so we figured we'd come see some people play a little volleyball here on Hayes Street.
I love it. When you see a sexy lady in the background, everybody put a 1 in the chat. Oh no, wrong show. Sorry.
But I'm 2 hams back there. That's what I'm saying. That's all I can tell them, Street.
Anyways, how are you, Street? Street stepped in for me big this weekend. Kudos to you. You are the MVP. But how are you?
I'm the MVP. I'm chilling, man. That's how Hayes Street started, dog. It didn't start with us being at the beach waiting for the one girl that wear the G-string.
The one girl. I think I called her on the phone. I think she's on her way in a few minutes, bro. Yeah.
Yes, it was. I remember I watched that show. Yeah, but I thought the camera was turned, but I could be wrong. Was this the camera angle, or was the camera angle turned? And she was walking by.
It was like this.
Oh, okay.
Like this. There she go. Told you she was coming. And action. We got action. We got action, Street.
We got action. Oh, get back in the screen.
Don't worry about it. She coming back. She gonna go check her cash app right quick. She coming back. Trust me.
We pay for services around here. Come on, fellas.
We do what we gotta do. That 40. Hey, inflation a month. We at 45 right now.
Sometimes you don't feel like talking, all that talking and shit, Flawed. Sometimes you don't
I respect it. I respect that. I respect it. So how do we feel about George Floyd or George?
George
bad about George Floyd. Pretty shaking up.
I'm not one of the kids we were talking about at the beginning of this. And you can tell what I heard all day. Like, it's not George Floyd, it's George Foreman. And then I say it. So where were you at when you found out the news? Did you find out via Twitter? Did somebody tell you? I'm curious to see how people find out news these days.
Yeah, right on the phone.
I saw it on Instagram, laying in the bed, and I shared it to my Instagram. I rolled over, looked at my lady. I wanted to tell her, but she was asleep. I was like, is this worth waking her up to tell her George Foreman died? And she over there snoring.
Who?
Is this a wake up moment?
Who died? Absolutely. George. George and Jerry IGA? Nah,
that's
all
so
good,
funny.
Man.
What about you, Hayes? Where were you when you heard?
Laying in the bed, deep slumber. It was later. I think it was later on. You hear the stuff. You see it like, no, man, not George. I didn't know if he was. I don't know how he passed. I don't know if he was sick, if he passed in his sleep. A lot of that stuff is shocking because people do keep a lot of things private. So I hadn't heard of him being sick. And 76 is not necessarily. I mean, it's old, but it's not old if you know what I mean. 76 years old. So I don't know how he passed. I don't know if he had a condition or illness or what. I'm not sure. But man, rest in peace to him, man. Shout out. 12 kids, bro. 12. He was knocking out more than boxes.
I'm wondering and all their names are George. I'm wondering what the life expectancy is though for boxers. Since the sport is such a high combat sport. Like I'm wondering if they have a higher. Does that make sense? Like if they have a higher life expectancy or, like, I don't know. I'm just, that just
getting hit in the head. Think about it. Most of them dudes probably been getting the head since they were 7, 8, 9, 10 years old.
Yeah.
And it takes a toll. You see it on a lot of these guys, not wishing anything, but you can start hearing even Roy Jones a little bit. Of course, I don't know if boxing was the reason for the conditions. Of course, Muhammad Ali, Floyd a little bit starting. He didn't get hit a lot.
Right.
Yeah.
And
especially back in George days, they had the Ken Nortons. They had some heavy hitters.
Yeah. And they didn't have all the technology.
Have y'all seen skinny George Foreman? Like big George Foreman? Like when he was always fat. Like have y'all seen him when he was jacked?
No.
I know you hit hard. I can tell you that much. Shout out to JL Boxing.
So y'all never, when he fought Muhammad Ali, he wasn't a fat guy. He was a massive guy. Like he was jacked. Like, I'm gonna find pictures for y'all. He wasn't fat.
Yeah, that prison body.
And it was a
he wasn't
that
cut
he was
up.
big and dumb.
Yeah, he wasn't cut up. He was a prison body.
Who
Yeah,
used
like
to
that
tell that
prison
joke?
body.
He used to tell that joke that George Foreman would be in the corner before the fight and say, which one of the motherfuckers the referee? Because I'm gonna kill that other motherfucker. I'm gonna find out some pictures of big George Foreman. He wasn't fat, dog.
No. And he never sat down, from my understanding. He never sat down in between rounds.
He stood up in the I just think it's funny that a lot of people don't even know he had a whole boxing career. Like, people just don't even know. So.
Yeah. But think about you're talking about 1968 Olympics in 68. That was 10 years before we were born, Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing that's happening, and so we mentioned this last week on the show, so I wanted to bring it back up so we can revisit it.
Y'all put 2s in the chat. Might have you might have to put some 4s in the chat. We got 4 yams in the building. We got 4 yams in the building.
Street, is that why you paused? What's going on?
Oh, they just came to go the whole volleyball game, huh? What the hell?
Matter of fact, put 6 in the chat. We got 6 yams in the building. Who need eggs when you got yams?
That is hilarious.
I don't know what's going on, Street. What you got going on?
Street started talking and then stopped as soon as she entered in the screen. So I don't know if he lost his train of thought or what was going on. So I
that thing like a 2 Live Crew album cover down there. What's going on, man? Where I'm off in Miami too.
He never lied, huh? Hayes. Well, they just came. Yeah, they just came. There was some middle school boys too, right? They came with the G strings to go the whole game.
I told you that Cash App hit different, boy, at today's time. Eggs expensive, but
do you remember the point that you were going to
put that up,
Street?
I don't know what the Street doing.
Huh? Yeah, put that up there. Like, so yeah, when he knocked out when Ali, okay, the famous fight when Ali let George Foreman punch himself out, right? The old rope-a-dope when George Foreman just punched himself out. When Ali eventually knocked him out, it was like a funny knockout.
At age 32, Muhammad Ali is bouncing around pretty good.
But you see George Foreman? George Foreman was big and cut.
Oh.
He wasn't fat.
24-year-old woman hanging pretty tough in that.
24 years old. He might be 30.
Again, I caution you to look for the one punch that George is devastating. 30 seconds left in round 8.
Ever noticed in the crowd, everybody's watching the fight. No one's looking at their phone. You see no phones.
Ali, a sneaky right hand. Another sneaky right hand. This time he works over the shoulder of Foreman. It's a combination.
So Muhammad Ali literally just let George Foreman hit him the whole fight, and we wonder why the fuck he couldn't talk by the time he was.
There you go, bro.
When he was old,
he's Foreman hit hard, bro. Hey, that's like when I was a kid. My cousins, they used to put shoes in the pillow when we had pillow fight, and I couldn't understand why the hell them pillows were so hard. But you understand me.
We got you.
Yeah.
Do we want to? What did he say? What's going on, Coach Miss Flotty Street? I hope all is well. Your street. I'm tired of working, bro. Need to talk. Oh, there you go.
I'm tired of working. I need to talk to you about, bruh. 786-459-9499. You want to get down with IOD squad? The market just turned around. Page of Bitcoin just went back up. It's getting there. Listen, man. Listen. Your money got to make money for you. I can only just keep saying it and signing people up for IOD squad. Your money has to make money for you. It can make money faster than you ever could work. So, I'll put the link in the chat. I'm tired of working. really flawed. Tell them it don't work like that, right? You don't just gonna stop working. But if you're dedicated to it, you'll totally get it.
Let's do it. And action. So talk to us, Flaw. What you got?
Working. That's funny.
So I wanted to circle us back around with the Colorado Syracuse spring football game. So we talked about this last week. Basically, Coach Prime saying we want to have a spring game instead of a spring practice. We talked about it a little bit. However, a little bit of update just for our audience that's following with us is as of today, Syracuse and Colorado both have put in their paperwork to hopefully appeal to the NCAA oversight committee to overturn the rule that states that they cannot have joint practices in the hope of being able to have joint practices. So I would love to know, what are you all thinking about this? The meeting is on April 10th. Apparently they have sent in all their approvals, sent in all their plans. They're hoping to get them to clear it and to say, yes, obviously. I believe Colorado's game is already scheduled for April 19th and they're already on ESPN2. So I'm assuming that's in the pitch, but I would love to know, what do you all think? Do you think the oversight committee is going to change it? Do you think what are you thinking? How do you feel now that we're like a week into this and things have been made?
I hope it goes through. Like I said, I hope it goes through. If it doesn't, I won't be surprised. If it does, I won't be surprised. But I hope that it does go through. This is, like I said, this is something people have been asking for decades. I always talk about college football is the only one that is like the outlier when it comes to the way things are done. High schools do it, NFLs do it in their own way, right? But college football, when it comes to ranking, when it comes to brackets, when it comes to playoff systems, they're the only one that do it different than everybody else. So if they do this, I don't know if it's going to be a one, like granting just these two teams. Will it be a new rule now? I don't know. But whatever happens, I won't be shocked either way. I will be happy if it does happen, but I won't be shocked if it doesn't happen. I think at the end of the day, it comes down to pressure, money, and politics.
That's it.
That's it.
What do you think, Street?
I think right now the oversight committee. What are you talking about? The NCAA?
Division I oversight committee. Yeah. I think it's a subdivision.
I think they're weakening. I think now is the time, and I think I'm a little distracted looking at them pink toes down there with the old G-strings on. But I think now is the time to do something like this, and I think this is another thing that the NCAA add on top of all the mess that they've been adding, right? And just to add more confusion, right? I think they may let it go.
So I just did a quick Google search because I am the director of research around here, and it said
Senior director. Keep your title straight. Senior.
The oversight committee is a 17-member panel that provides oversight for FBS football with members including representatives from conferences, coaches, and other relevant entities. So,
and I think part of the plan too, and then part of the plan too, I think I heard Coach Prime say it's going to be more than just football. It's financial literacy classes, things they do jointly, some kind of symposiums, a bunch of different other things other than just football. Is it a great idea? I think it's a great idea. Like I said, I think Coach Prime is the guy to actually get it pushed. I think the only pushback that I can see, and I've actually talked to some coaches about this. Some coaches don't want to do it. I think Street was bringing this up earlier about system, because it's just one more damn thing we got to do as coaches, right?
Yeah.
Like as coaches is like I got to pack up the team, go somewhere, try, you know what I mean? So that could be some pushback. And then the other pushback is from, again, we're seeing we're seeing programs right now kind of quote unquote canceling spring games. I think they're still going to have them, but the public aspect of spring games due to player poaching. And I think that's just a drawback, right? So when you present ideas, You always got to think about the pros, but you also got to think about the cons. And I think that's where some programs and some head coaches kind of like, I could do it. I don't know if I want to do it. And that's what you're seeing now. Because let me ask you this. When did people ever cancel spring games prior to this NIL transfer portal era, unless it was some weather type thing? But other than that, they never did it. And I think the reason is because of players being poached. And so I think that's another reason why I don't want to showcase my goods, because big bank take little bank.
Am I naive to think too that I think that this is a lot of taxing on these players, because I feel like from when I started watching football, there was like fall, right? And it's like beginning of August, and it used to end right around November, right? And then one bowl game, cool, and then it was over. Now it feels like it's just continuing. It's like everything is continuing. It's getting longer. It's like now it ends in January. Now we're also going to add game. It's just like at what point is it too much? Like at what point is it just like, this is a ton of football. We say high contact, player safety, and all these things. Where does that come into play? Like, where is the player safety aspect? Where is the? I'm just saying. I know. We're talking about all these things, but yet we're just adding more and more and more. Like before we know it, they're going to start coming back July 1st and start getting to practice, and they're gonna like. Anyways, but I'm just wondering, like, where is it? Where is the limit? I guess there's not a limit.
When you start killing off the product, in essence, right, for lack of a better term, as long as I can keep squeezing this orange and getting juice out of it, I'm going to keep squeezing. It's like anything else. How do I make this almost a 365-day event? We know that the games are big. So then recruiting comes in, right? And commitment day and national signing days. So that's every month you have something, right? It's almost like national holiday. Every month there's a holiday. The dude got to break his wallet open. It's Mother's Day. It's her birthday. It's the same type of thing. We got to keep generating revenue. And so in my opinion, I think it's going to continue as long as you can stretch it out, and people are yearning for it. Like right now, I got a clock up here, 159 days till Miami plays Notre Dame. So what do we do for 159 days as fans? How do you keep?
You'll get a life. Oh, sorry.
No, you're right. But basketball does it now, right? As soon as they finish, now they got the summer league, and they have this and that, and they're starting to televise a lot of this stuff. So, I mean, it's capitalism, bro. So nobody cares about the player. And the whole thing about player safety street and flawed. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Come on, dog. No, flawed. I mean, the brutal part of it is that to us they're people and we root for them, right? But I think to the businesses and the people that's running, it's a product.
It's a product, yeah.
It's a product. It's a product. It's a puppy mill. It's a whatever you want to call it, right? There's a lot of success stories and ups and downs and emotions involved, but it's a product. You, Colorado, figure out how to get your quarterback out of a real spring game into the season. It's not for us to figure it out. Like, I mean, it's a product. They have teams, and teams have logos, and those pads gonna get filled. Those uniforms gonna get filled, and we're gonna be back at it next year.
Yeah, I just wish that I feel like sometimes everything's just a big manipulation. Like they're saying one thing and doing something else. Like, we care about player safety. No, you don't. We care about this. No, you don't. We care about that. No, you don't. You don't care. Like you just don't care.
We care about player safety for the crackback block.
Yeah, no, you
What
don't.
it really
right?
does, it creates a first down and ejection of a player and more points on the board. Exciting game.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, and that's the thing. I just wish that we would just call it what it is. Like, we don't really care. And I am going to be honest. Will I watch the game? Absolutely. I'd be an idiot to say I wasn't going to watch the game. I also foresee this being something where we're going to watch the game and we're all going to be like, that was so watered down. Oh my you know, like, because it's never going to be good enough for us. And we're the same people that are pushing to have certain things, but then when they do certain things, we're also whining and complaining that they did the certain thing. So it's like, anyways, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. So
real quick, Jacoby Greggs, if I said it correctly,
No,
has a good point. They're working. That's their job.
who is
Now that
they?
you the players, I'm saying the players, now that you're getting paid.
But then don't tell me you care about player safety.
Well, we know that's bull crap.
Yeah, and sign them to contracts. Sign them to make it their job, because they still have to go to class. So that's a lie. It's not their job. Their job is going to school. Because then if they don't do that, then they're in trouble. So that's what I'm like. It's like you can't have it, but you can't tell me this is their job because they're getting paid, but then they still have to go to school. So then allow them to not go to class then. Who cares if they get an F in history?
Florida, they've been talking out of both sides of their mouth for the last 50 years.
Yeah, it's crazy.
All politicians do. Somebody just said electric cars are stupid, and I love Tesla at the same breath. So that's politicians. Like, so, and you gotta remember, these people in the suits in Indiana, or whoever these people are, they're all politicians. They're all politicians. I say yes today, I say no tomorrow, and I act like I never said yes until I have to come back and say yes, and then I'm act like I never said no.
And then we'll talk about it for a little while.
Shout out to Bishop in the building, been a member for a month. Appreciate you, Bishop. What's cooking, baby?
I think he subscribed to my membership.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I don't see how y'all can tell these things.
I don't know. It's got a little indicator, but I don't know whose it is. Hold on. There we go. Didn't work. Ellen V in the building.
Hey, Ellen. So I think the other thing is that I'm starting to wonder is, do you think they're going to extend spring ball? Because if you do 15, so I'm just asking, like, so if you do 15, right? Is that the rule right now? It's 15 practices, right? So I guess my question is, and I don't know. I've always said college football needs a schedule where everybody has to fall within a certain thing. So that's how the NFL does it. I feel like college football is always like, we're trying to be like the NFL. We're like the NFL. We're like the NFL. No, the hell you're not. Get on a schedule then. Get on the schedule, make everybody do the same thing. Stop letting the SEC do one thing, Big 12 do one thing, then get on a schedule. Like, stop saying you're like the NFL when you're not. This shit is mess. Like, everybody gets to just do their pro day whenever they want. Everybody just gets to do their, that's not like the NFL. It's a mess. I'm just curious to know, how far is this going to extend? So
132 teams, different conferences, right? Not divisions. And the NCAA is not really a governing body, even though they are, but they are employed by the, like, there's no commissioner. That's what they've been talking about with Nick Saban. Right.
I agree.
Therefore, and then you got to start thinking about colleges, because technically they're students. So when do they have semesters? When do they have spring breaks? When do they have all this stuff? It's just a mess.
And that's why I always say, that's why it pisses me off when people are like, college football is like the NFL. I'm like, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. Stop lying to yourself. It's not, because there's different dynamics. It's these college athletes, football is not their job. NFL players, it's their job. It is their job. They have to wear certain socks, certain time frame. The deadline is June 7th. They don't give a damn. It's June 7th. They don't care if you had 2 kids, 1 kid. If your wife is pregnant, it doesn't matter. June 7th is when we're, so it's like, and I think that's my whole point is, like, we have conversations and we're all like, it's the same. I'm like, I don't even know. It's a wild, wild west. College football is like the wild, wild west at this point. It's just like, come as you go, stay as you please, make some money, leave. No,
and the thing is, they move, and the thing is, like you say, dog, they move to their own drum. They don't follow the status quo of what's going on just in general.
Yeah.
Everything is, like I said, it's almost like we want to do what we want to do, and everything is about money.
Everything.
I keep going back to this. How can you have playoff rankings and division records at the same time?
Makes
It's the
no
most
sense.
conflicting thing that you can do, and that's why you have what you have. There's no rankings in Division NFL. There's no rankings in Division in high school. You win your conference. College football is the only place where fans say, nobody wants to see that. Who
Right.
wants to see this team against that team?
You're
That's
100%
the division
right.
they're in. There's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. It's always interesting. It's just interesting because I feel like I think once they started gutting, though, the NCAA and allowing all these rules, I think that's when it really got interesting, is because it just became a mess. Like, it was never really organized, but it was all kind of organized. It was, do you remember the time when it was always like the big bad NCAA? Like, nobody challenged them. They just allowed them to do what they did. And now I don't think they have I don't know if they have any control at this point. I'm starting to wonder. Street says it all.
I don't think they want control. They want to say, you know what? Y'all think we're that bad? It's like your parents. You think I'm this bad? Well, go out there and make it on your own.
Go do it.
And let's see how it works. Right?
Yeah,
Remember the
that's what I
Cosby
think is going
episode?
on. I agree.
Yeah.
Remember the Cosby episode? Oh, you think you grown? All right, Denise. You go out there and da-da-da-da-da. Same thing. Okay, I'm going to show you what it's like without a governing body. And action. And watch this.
And we're seeing it.
Mhm.
We're seeing it. The other thing is too, is I know Miami's pro day was today. Street. Did you make an appearance? I know that you did. I cheated. I saw it on your Instagram. So how was your experience? How are things? How did
Hey, she's so honest.
I cheated.
Saw it on your Instagram. So how was that? Anything? Just the floor is yours. What did you see? What did you like? What didn't you like? What do we need to know?
Really flawed out the cyber stalking, y'all. She's cyber stalking.
I am. I'm stalking you on your Instagram. Is it really stalking though if you tell the person that you looked at their Instagram? Is it really stalking?
No,
Afterwards.
not really.
Or is it stalking if the person doesn't care that you're paying attention? That's the question. Anyways, how was it, Street? Let us know what's going on.
I think the most interesting thing is the title of my video. I have a question. Do you have to be fast to play wide receiver in the NFL? And I think we may find out. Xavier Restrepo, who's arguably the most reliable receiver the University of Miami has ever had, decided to run the 40-yard dash today. And
Terrible.
He ran like a 4.76 the first time, and then he ran like a 4.8 unofficial. Two of the slower times I've ever seen, which brings my argument of I've been saying, like, what does running 40 yards in a straight line has to do with playing football? Drew Rosenhaus was there as agent. I got video of Drew Rosenhaus talking to the family. I can actually load that up when you guys give me your takes. But somebody, I before was talking to Gabby and some of the other media guys, and before he ran, I was saying if I was Restrepo, I wouldn't run the 40. I would make the NFL prove to me that my tape isn't good enough. And 15 minutes later, he went out there and ran one of the slower times I've ever seen the wide receiver run, which I don't know, Hayes. Is it a surprise to you that it was that slow? And what does that say about the position of wide receiver and playing football? Because we watched him the last 4 years be the most consistent guy on the field for 4 years. You can't erase what we've seen. You can't unsee it.
Correct. Do I think that he ran what I thought he would run? I have to be honest. I watched him. I've said this in shows. I talked about it. He's not fast. He's not explosive, but he is a ball player, right? He is what he is. I was talking to some coworkers today about it. I said, you know why women have 5 different pairs of black shoes? Because they all serve a different purpose, even though they're black, right? And it's the same thing with receivers. All receivers are not equal. They all serve a different purpose. You have the guy that stretches the field. You have the guy that goes across the middle. You have the guy that's the chain mover. You have the guy that's going to do the dirt work, right? The Hines Ward. the receiving room is the most versatile room on a team, and everybody has a purpose, right? Do you want your guys to be fast and can do? Sure. But the receiver room is expendable too. I may need a guy that come in there and crack the doggone linebacker. You can't do it. Now you got to say, excuse me before you hit him. Excuse me, sir. But he and y'all know X, my man, dog. Like I said, I was going to go to graduation. Be like, X, we love you, baby. But he ran what I thought he would run. And I remember saying in the show, I don't know if it was this show or maybe one of the Miami shows, that if he did not consistently run faster than what people assumed he was going to run, I would not have run the 40.
Right.
And he ran probably worse than what people assume, because a lot of people don't understand 40 times. I have to be honest, I'm not trying to big time people, but understanding how the numbers scale. But yeah, he ran exactly what I thought he was going to run because he looks like that on the football field. And it's hard to shave down those tenths of a second, y'all. We talk about blinks of an eye. It's hard, even with technique. You're not gonna run a 4.8 and then go get Usain Bolt trainers and run a 4.3. You genetically don't have the fast twitch muscles that make that happen. It just doesn't happen. Unless you stumble and fall, that kind of thing. But with that being said, do you have to be fast? No. Does it hurt Restrepo? Yes. Mm-hmm. I think the NFL is all about business, and they say I can get them now for cheap, because we talked about the devaluation of players in the portal. The combines and these pro days, what it's for. It devalues players, and Restrepo could play easily 8, 9, 10 years in the league, right? He's a good locker room guy. He's cerebral, yada, yada, yada. And guess what? Have a great career, be that guy, and have a great career and do his thing. But unfortunately, he's just not fast. You know?
I think what you said is important, and I think we forget this, is that we're always quick to compare players to Hall of Fame guys, right? Like, we think a guy coming out of college should be compared to a Hall of Fame guy. So we go from like college to, well, Jerry Rice. High school to, where did you see Chad Ochocinco? High school to, where did you see Antonio Brown? And it's like, we realize there was more, and I say this, I feel like every life, there's more people that are not going to be in the Hall of Fame that are going to be very good football players. And that's okay. Everybody's not the guy. Everyone's not going to be all world. Everyone's not going to be overly athletic. Everyone's not going to be a Hall of Fame guy. And coaches, you know this. Do you want to build a team of all the guys being fantastic? Yes. The reality is, I've never seen a team where every single player is amazing. Everybody has a role. Your role, get open, catch the ball when we throw it to you. Break some tackles, break away, score some touchdowns. Your goal is not to have the best 40 time ever, had to have the best this, the best that. Like, I just think the expectations that we put on these guys is just not realistic. Like, everybody on the team is not fantastic. Quite frankly, some of these guys weren't even stars on their teams in college. Like some of these guys were second string on college, got an opportunity. The NFL liked their body style, got them in their program, and now that guy's going to the Pro Bowl, and the guy that was the best now isn't very good in the NFL. I guess my point is I don't think speed is the determining factor. I would say no. I would say, can he catch? Can he get open? How's his attitude? Is he going to show up on time? You know what I mean? Like, all of those things. It's like a pie. Like, where is he? Where does he fit on all these different things? And how does his film look? And I think he looks great on film. And people seem to like it. I don't know anything. Y'all know more about Miami football than I do. People seem to like him, and that matters.
I've covered him since he was 12. His family, I told the story numerous times. His family used to call me when he was 10 and 9, and you got to come see our nephew and my cousin play, and I used to be like, man, I'm not driving up there to see a little Spanish kid play football for years. Like, and then eventually I saw him play. Smallest kid on the field, little mullet, and he made plays. And this was like at 10 years old. And then it carries over to high school. He's smallest kid on the field, look like he's not supposed to be out there. Then he made plays. Went to a Nike camp. I remember telling Under the Radar one time, hey, watch the little curly hair guy, man. He could play. And they looked at me with the reverse racism. Like, bro, who you talking about? Number 18? We're at the Nike camp. Best kids in Dade. I say, bro, watch. 5 minutes later, he's bombing somebody at Nike camp. And I told myself that I would never doubt Restrepo in a room ever again in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a rule that I made. If I could have got a tattoo, I would have got a tattoo. I made a rule that no matter what it looks like, I'm not going to doubt him.
Mm-hmm.
He goes to college. He has a guy behind him that running a 4.3 laser time at the NFL Combine, and he held him off because he was better than him, right? So now, a guy who's dealt with reverse racism his whole life, he was the underdog his whole life, is sitting here waiting for the NFL draft, and guess what they're saying? Once again in his life, somebody's telling him he's not fast enough. Yep. And I bet you right now he's somewhere working out because this is where he's supposed to fucking be. This is where he's comfortable. When you tell him you're not supposed to do what you're about to do.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And that's what you want.
Yeah.
I want that guy.
This is where he's used to being at. And y'all can come back, screen record this, but I'm telling you right now, he's about to do the same exact thing we saw him do in college. And you can get your fast cornerbacks, your slot cornerback, whoever the fuck it is in front of him, right? And he's going to do the exact same thing because he knows how to play football and he loves when you guys doubt him.
And the thing about it, man, okay, his skill set is what it is. His skill set is not speed. It's never been speed. His skill set was to catch the ball, know where the first down marker is, move the chains. Let's live to see another set of 4.
Give me one of those.
That's what it is. I mean, I always bring up guys like Larry Izzo. I had to pull his stuff up. Most people don't remember Larry Izzo. Larry Izzo, undrafted, 5'10" linebacker, 228 pounds, paid from 1996 to 2009. And nobody know who he is. Special teams guru, this, that, and the third. But in today's game, the way the ball is spread around, like I said, I've seen Restrepo for the Canes tell the quarterback easy, 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 and set up the other receivers because they're wrong. So cerebrally, he's got it. He understands it. Sometimes you need that guy.
You do.
That I know that this dude next to him has got all the talent in the world, but he could be the controller on the field. So his draft status, I think it's really low now, but it's low because it's business. I can justify as an owner, why would I pay you? Because now we're saying, oh, he could catch the ball. Remember, it's to devalue. Now I can pay you a lot less. If it works out, I got you for cheap. If it doesn't work out, we sold 25 hot dogs and he paid for it. It's done. No big deal. Right? Risk reward. It's just what it is. You know, because right now he doesn't have the leverage because we've seen other guys at Miami, and I'm not comparing Charleston Rambo to Xavier Restrepo insofar as production, but Charleston Rambo was productive, broke the record for receptions, and didn't get drafted. I don't think he's playing ball unless it's XFL or overseas somewhere, but he's not even in the league. So I say all that to say, I don't think Charles Rambo had the same FBI as Restrepo. However, to Street's point, he's an underdog that's always kept his head above water. And I think he'll do the same thing here, given the opportunity.
Yeah. And I think there's more guys like him that aren't. And I think we just did he run as fast as we wanted him to run? No. Does that mean he's never going to get an opportunity? No. So it's like, and again, if everything everybody has always said about him, because I spent a lot of time just watching people on YouTube and watching people in different spaces and just listening to them talk about their teams. I've never heard anybody say a bad thing about him. Never. Even when I think the one game, I can't remember the game, I think he fumbled or something like that. I even watched people after that game and they still were like, I'm not even gonna, like, that was rare. So my point is, if you're telling me he's everything, except for he might be a little bit on the slower side on a 40, that doesn't, I mean, yes, I'm gonna dock you because I get to, but I also need you on my team because you're gonna challenge the receivers I have. Because if I have a guy that's really fast and can't catch over a guy who's not as fast but can catch, give me the guy that can catch. I can't do anything with the guy who can't catch that's fast.
We ain't running the 40.
Right. Like, I need you to catch the ball. And how tall do y'all know his measurables off the top of your head? How tall is he?
They had him at 5'10".
He weighed in at like 209 pounds or something like that.
He was what? I'm sorry.
He weighed
5'10",
in heavy also, I think.
Oh, was this him?
Like 209 pounds, I believe.
That's why is he so heavy?
He got a thick lower body.
His legs do look thicker.
Yeah, he is heavy.
Yeah, he is a bigger. I like it. Look at all those people. I just can't imagine.
Oh, God and everybody was out there today. I think I saw Moses. I think I saw Jesus. One of them was a false start. This may be the false start right here.
He does have bigger legs than most receivers. That's where his weight's coming from. Mm-hmm. Which is probably also why he's slower. Hey,
you the coach, dog.
His body
you
composition.
You the coach, dog. Hayes, is this gonna? We about to watch this happen? If he's successful in the NFL, the 40 is obsolete.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
That's not true because what he
made. This is Drew Rosenhaus 5 minutes after trying to talking to his family, and I thought his mom was gonna snuff Drew. I thought at some point she's just gonna swing on Drew. I thought she was gonna.
Yeah, because Drew's honest. He's honest.
Well, by that, Drew is probably the one who told him to run. I mean,
and the mom's probably looking at him like, I told you. Yeah.
The mom is pissed.
So is he, though.
That's his dad right there with the 7 years.
Those guys, those people have his uncles. I can't name them, but they've been in his corner, dog. His whole entire life, fighting on the sideline, like, bro, listen, fighting other families.
So is that his whole family that's around right there? Is that his whole family? That's a circle. Okay.
I'll say this, Street. You asked me about
my thing is this. Well, go ahead, Hayes, and I'll make my point later. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I was just saying.
Is this going to happen, Hayes?
No. I still think 40 times means something, but it's like anything else. Something has to balance the scales. You can be big and not as fast. You can be short, but you better be very fast. You can be Ed Reed, not fast, but cerebral. Troy Polamalu, cerebral. Something has to balance the scale. You got to check a box because the scales go like this, right? And so if I'm light on this side, I got to be heavier on this side to kind of balance the scale out. And so if I'm going to be big, I got to be strong. I be fast. If I'm going to be small, I got to be strong and quick, like Aaron Donald. If I'm going to be, now everybody wants Julio Jones and DK Metcalf. Everybody wants big, fast, strong, dominant. Get it? That's the elite. So when people say elite means you check all the boxes. But if you don't check a box, one of these other boxes has to have a little bit more weight to it. And that's what it's all about. So when you say the 40 time doesn't mean you can play wide receiver, I think something else has to take place to combat your lack of speed. If you're fast, but like you say, you can't catch. What was the dude that was on Hard Knocks? He ran a 4.1 something and they cut him. He couldn't play the position.
And he couldn't block, couldn't catch.
So we ain't running track here, dog. Like, and we're not gonna pay you millions of dollars for hope you catch it.
We're not.
You know what I'm saying?
Did Restrepo do any of the other activities?
We're not.
'Cause I know
we're not running track. Like,
do we know if he did anything else, Street? Because I
yeah,
know at the combine
he
too.
ran it, but I didn't get his shoulder running and stuff.
Okay, because I know at the combine he only did the bench press, right? I think at the combine. I could be wrong. I could probably look that up before I just make up crap.
Yeah,
I think him and Simeon Barrow were at the same speed.
yeah. That's hurtful, dog. I ain't gonna lie. You're a receiver and you run in the interior D line time. So is it hurtful? 1,000% is hurtful.
Absolutely.
Does he get a shot? I believe so because of
He's
his
going
body
to get
of
a
work.
shot.
Yeah, because of his body of work.
Can I just also say something that I feel like a lot of people don't talk about? That is a thing. He also has Cam Ward that will go to bat for him. And if Cam Ward is a top 3 pick, let's just say, and a team is like, what do you think about this guy? You know what I mean? Like, I'm assuming they have a good relationship. That's another thing that's going to help him. Again, it's kind of like if you're measuring all the pluses and then you have the minuses, right? We can bring you a ton of pluses. His hard work, the way he runs route, he can catch the ball. He's a good team guy. He's a good locker room guy. Blah 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 blah. And then if the one negative you're going to give him is that his 40 time is not where you want it to be, that's not terrible.
He doesn't have drop. He doesn't have fumble.
I was just gonna say, I don't. Where are you looking to see if I was trying to find his like college. Like, does he have drops? What are people saying about him? Was something that I was, because on everything I'm looking at. So this like Miami Hurricanes, Sports Illustrated had him being at day 2, but they thought his 40 time was going to be 4.4.
That's his only knock. And his height,
Right.
of course, not 6'5", but in today's football, you don't have to be because it's dink and dunk. It's around the board. It's not like you're jumping over safeties. And the dudes, at the end of the day, guys are just ball players, but he doesn't have those things.
And I was trying to find it just if I could see what the NFL was saying about him. I'm going to be able to find it here in a sec, just to see, because that's the other thing. It's like, what are people saying? So the people are saying he's feisty, slot only target who has maximized his talent and honed his craft. Restrepo is a route chef who reeks of urgency and plays much faster than the stopwatch is likely to time him. His footwork, leverage, and burst allowed consistent. Yeah, I mean, yes. Bring him to Pittsburgh.
And shout out to Fred. What Fred just said. Right? If you go to undrafted free agency, you kind of pick your team. If I'm Kim, I'm telling the pro team, bring them here. Let's cook.
Period.
Bring them in. Y'all got the chemistry. Y'all could grow together. Hopefully he makes the team off that, because like I say, just because you get drafted don't mean you're guaranteed, especially in those later rounds. I just want people to understand it. Just because you drafted in the 7th round, don't mean
it gets struggle. Yeah. Day 3 is a little bit of a struggle. Yeah.
So like I said, it is what it is. I know there were some other guys there were talks about in regards to that, not just Miami. I know there were some other teams. Who else had? I think Colorado had a pro day, didn't they?
No, the Big 12 had a pro day.
The Big 12, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, Big 12 had a pro day. So I think Colorado's is April 4th.
Gotcha. Like I say, not to be funny. I know people gonna be like, you're a hater, but God damn it, here I am, Petty Pendergrass. I mean, they were talking about guys like Shadozi. Hopefully he gets an opportunity to call him block bully. He's 5'10" defensive lineman, ran a 5'6" in the 40. Something like that. I think Shadozi ran a 5'6" in the 40. He's been known to have super strong, known to have short arms, and semi-productive. So now when you start talking, and I'm using him to make a comparison to talk about checking boxes.
Right.
And you have injury issues.
That's a great point.
So, short arms, but you're strong. 5'7", but yeah, you play interior D-line. I get it, but that's huge right there. Tom Brady faster than you, dog. But dog, come on now.
I didn't mean to laugh.
I'm just saying, Tom Brady faster than you, bro. So those are the things where of course, you want all these guys to get opportunities, but the likelihood now is it drops, exponentially, man, when certain things happen. Because as I tell Street all the time, a lot of these guys who make these decisions are not qualified. They're number crunchers. They're data guys. They look at
that too.
Like you're checking the boxes. Is he for this? Is it that? Whatever.
You made one of the best points, I think, on here when we started talking about this too, is like and it's hard to reconcile this because after you said it, it stuck in my mind. The NFL is trying to find a way to get you to weed you out. This is actually a weeding out process. This is actually survival of the fittest. And if you survive this, you're probably going to go day 1, 2, or 3, right? And then they're going to rank you. Okay, day 1, day whatever. If you're kind of in the other, they know that you're in the other. Some team might reach for you, some team might not reach for you, but that doesn't mean you're not going to be in the NFL. I think that's the first point. And the second point that I always make is the NFL gets people based off of need. So talent matters because you have to have talent to play, right? But if I'm a team and my defense is very good, I'm going to say the Houston Texans have a really great defense. Their offense could use some receivers and could use, some offensive linemen. So they might draft 4, they're not, but I'm just making an example. They could draft 4 receivers and 4 offensive linemen, right? And Restrepo could be one of the 4. I guess my point is it's not the end, like these teams have multiple picks, they have multiple needs. So it's not just like he didn't run a 40 time, cross his name out. It's like he didn't run the 40 time. Okay. What else can he do? What else is he bringing to the table? So, and like I always say, I think Camus is going to be his biggest advocate. I think having Cam Ward, especially if Cam Ward goes high, they're going to want to get, if they have an opportunity to get a guy for him specifically, they're going to go for that. And I'm assuming he was the top receiver for Miami this year. So sounds like an easy.
And he's a 1,000-yard receiver.
Right. So why would I'm coming in? I'm a rookie. Why would I not want a guy I played with? Like that I know I can throw the ball to, that I know he knows how I throw. I know how he plays. Like it's
and he's going to catch the damn ball.
He's going to catch the ball.
He's going to be where I need him to be. It's just what it is, man.
Yeah. So,
but no, 100%.
I don't know. I don't know if the draft. So you say the draft is literally it's the stock market, right? Restrepo stays who. Let's take Cam Kitchens. Cam Kitchens stays who he is, right? It's the stock market. He stays who he is, but they figure out ways to take his stock down and up. Cam Kitchen is sitting home saying, "I'm the same dude." Cam Ward is sitting home saying, "I'm the same dude that tried to enter the draft last year." But they figure out ways to take your stock up and down, not necessarily you, the company, right? So Rosario Restrepo's stock is down, but Rosario Restrepo is sitting somewhere right now saying, "I'm the same motherfucker that y'all said, all these, like, you know what I'm saying? I was it faster than him." So his stock is down. They get him for cheap. You know what I'm saying? And then he just has to go in and be himself. Cam Kitchens gets drafted in the 3rd or 4th round. He goes in and be the 1st round guy that we thought he would be. The Rams get a steal. Joke's on you. 3 years, your ass gonna pay me.
Right. And that's the game. I will, if I could give any piece of advice to anybody, especially if you're a Miami fan or a Restrepo fan, pay attention to see if there is a lot of stories written about and a lot of leaks coming out about how slow he ran his 40. The more leaks, the better. The more people talk bad about him now, NFL source said he's so slow. NFL owner said the better. Because what that means is they're behind the scenes trying to, do whatever on his name. Like they're trying to do these things. That's why I always tell people when that Shador stuff came out, I was like, perfect. Because all that's telling me is somebody is trying to drive down this man's stock. And so just pay attention and see, because that's how business goes, right? That's how it is.
Funny. Hey, it's funny. It's funny to hear people say Jerry Rice ran the 4.7. Yeah, motherfucker, and sodas was 25 cents and Snicker bars was 35 cents. We can't be doing the same thing.
I always say, I used to be skinny.
And eggs was a quarter.
And I used to have a 10-pack.
Yeah.
I got a 6-pack right now in the refrigerator.
We doing the same shit now that we did in the 90s.
But no, I'll say this to y'all point about devaluing players. I remember talking to my man Blue works in the league, played at Miami High, and he was working with the Dolphins. And this is the time Honey Badger comes out. And I've told the story before, but Honey Badger comes out. The NFL love the fact he's smoking weed. They love it. You know why? You drop his stock.
That's it.
You draft him for less. If he continues to smoke, no problem. We get rid of him. A little bit of nothing. But here's what he said. Here's the key to it. When the ball snaps, he's still going to play like a first-round draft pick.
Yep.
When that ball say hike,
he's never have to play him like that.
He's not going to go out there and drop that interception because he's like, they picked me up in the 5th round. Let me drop this one right quick. No. So I got a first-round draft pick for the low. Another person. Remember Laramie Tunsil? The gas mask with weed?
Yep.
Supposed to be the first pick overall. End up being first round, 13th pick overall. Huge difference in money. Huge difference in money.
Right.
Right? And so those are the things that are done. And to your point, Street, those it's kind of like insider trading. Am I saying this right? Check me out. I'm going to short the stock.
Yep.
So I can go in there and buy it. And then when it goes back up, I got it for a quarter. And now it's at $200 a share now. Did I say that right? Talk to your boy.
Yeah,
Talk to your boy, Street.
You did. You actually did really good. You did really good. But can I just also, that's life. That's why I always tell people all of this is smoke and mirrors. You just have to weasel your way through to understand what's going on. That's why I always harp on coaches speak. Coaches speak is this too. It is, if I give you this little breadcrumb, I know you're going to chase this breadcrumb and you're not going to ask me the important questions because now you're chasing the breadcrumb.
Right. Tiger, you cut it out, Tiger. I already went over there and barbecued. They have to run a pick. I already explained to you, man. When have you seen, except on screens, that Xavier Restrepo gets pick plays? Nada.
Why? Out of all the comments, you picked that one.
Because I got to cook these boys. I got Colorado tomorrow. I need. Hey, matter of fact, Tiger, tell the chef, let's go tomorrow. Let's cook. I got to keep it.
Slowpoke was cooking them one-on-one. One no pick plays.
Look at that. Shake my head. These Colt members take. I'm telling you, baby. Hey, what it is. Coach T in the building. But yeah, no. But to y'all point, like I said, these guys,
I don't have those problems. My receivers know how to run good times, so I don't know.
They don't know how to catch though.
I bet they'll get drafted higher than your guy.
Yeah.
Say something.
We won't have the police at our door.
He's not on our team anymore.
Oh, not anymore.
He's not on our team anymore. Oh, do we want to talk about all the people that have? Do we want to go down that path? Is that a path we want to talk about the history, or are we going to stay current with this conversation?
Current. Let's dance.
Okay.
Last 2 years. Let's dance.
Okay.
Because both coaches are rivals. Let's dance.
Yeah, okay.
Bring the music, Flaw.
If we do both coaches, we're probably about the same. If we do the players that have been with our current coaches.
No, y'all had a Jai Hall. He counts as 10 players. So no. The dude that had his car booted and he was on campus for 3 days. Stop it.
I love it. I think it's funny. Anytime I bring up Texas, the team that everybody loves to hate, they can come up with Texas statistics that make no sense in 2.5 seconds. It's my favorite thing about doing these lives.
Street.
and they don't know that I trigger them on purpose.
Street.
Thank you all for giving me this platform.
Hey, Street, really quickly, man. Talk to us about what some other standouts at this pro day you was at.
Oh yeah. Who else?
I think Simeon Barrow made himself some money today, bro. I think Simeon Barrow, which is a little, he's a little on the smaller side. I mean, thick guy, but I think he ran well. I think he made himself some money today. I think Jacoby George went 4.4, 4.4, 4.5, 40.
Okay.
Did he?
I could check that. I think Jacoby George went 4.4, at least a 4.5. But I think Simeon Barrow made himself some money today, dog. Him and Tyler Barron look pretty good. Sam Brown tests well also.
Is okay.
So can I say this about Sam Brown? Sam Brown.
What position does he play? What position does he play? I can't place him. Okay.
Receiver 11. So that's a perfect example. Sam Brown tests well, nowhere near as productive, and everybody hated his hands. Like, that's a perfect example of the scales, right?
Yeah.
Of the scales of test extremely well, maybe not as productive, versus not as fast, but hella productive, this, that, and the other, not as tall. But so it's like that's the balancing act. You know what I mean?
Simeon Barrow bench press 225 32 times.
How many?
32 times.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
We're always wondering why he didn't get invited to the combine. Remember, Hayes?
32 times.
That's a lot, bro. That's up there, bro.
That is a lot.
25, 32.
For a receiver?
His production in college, he was consistent.
Okay,
year.
Yeah.
But I think what happens though is I think sometimes they just I feel like sometimes people are just overlooked. Like I feel like I don't know this for a fact, but I feel like if you go somewhere and you give whoever makes these decisions, if you just give them a list and you're like, hey, here's the production, no names attached, they'll probably pick, different people. But then when you add the name, they're like, oh, we have to bring in that guy instead of it being somebody who is very productive. But I don't know. It's kind of funny, $1 billion organization. And sometimes I'm like, are y'all lazy? How do you make these decisions?
Again, flawed. A lot of these
that's a rhetorical. Yeah, I know. That's a rhetorical.
Oh. The people in the back. Hey, for the people in the back, they are not qualified. If you go look at a lot of pro scouts, they're the sons of a coach, the nephew of the owners. They have a sheet. So they don't have the experience. They can't look at people and see the intangibles. That is the biggest issue when it comes to ball players. That's the biggest issue.
That's, it's funny. Anytime I make a YouTube video and I'm always like, I can do this job. And people are like, what are your qualifications? I'm like, you're not asking them what their qualifications are. Why are you asking me my qualifications? Right. I probably watch more football than they do because they don't have to. So it's like, we just assume because they're in these roles that they that they know everything or they have more experience or they have a system or a process. And a lot of times, I don't know that to be true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anybody else, Street, that you saw that you were impressed by?
Yeah, Cam Moore got to throw a football.
Oh well. Well.
Damn you, Darryl Streeter.
Anytime.
Did he do any testing?
Huh?
He threw the ball.
Did he run or do any testing?
No, he just came out there with his quarterback trainer, who should be the most famous quarterback trainer in the world by now.
I would be interested.
Threw the rock around. Yeah, and threw the ball around.
Street, can I say this? And I'm going to give, I believe his name is DC. For all the people in there, Big Tiger, if you hear any other Colorado fans in here. I don't know his clientele. DC, I believe his name is, right? The quarterback coach.
Yeah.
I have to be as honest as I could be. If that dude's roster is not crazy looking by now, that's criminal, dog. I'm just being honest. If that cat's roster, and this is a testament to all our kids out here, if he is not your quarterback coach, and I don't know how he goes about his business, do you come to him? He comes to you. I don't know that. Daryl Colbert, thanks, Chris Bradford. I think they call him DC. If Daryl Colbert, a.k.a. DC, a.k.a. Shedeur Sanders, and Cam Ward's quarterback training, if he doesn't have a quarterback class or clientele under him, it should be a waiting list to get on that dog. And if he doesn't, that's criminal. That's criminal.
I think I heard he was full. I could be wrong though.
All right. I just want to make
sure. He's from Texas, right?
He's from Texas, because I know that there's some people like at SMU. I think there's a quarterback at SMU he's working with. And I think so I guess my point is the other question is, how can he, like, I don't know that profession enough. Like, how many clients, like, you know, like, I don't know the process. Like, I don't know, is it like in the off season, come work with me for, you know what I mean? And the whole summer, or is it, I don't know how that.
Point, Warren Sapp called him the quarterback whisperer. Like, so no, at this point, I mean, he should be charging a hell of a rate, or he should be putting in process a way of DVD, a DVD. Nobody has DVD
or something,
or something, a Discord, or a website, or something to sell what he teaches.
Yeah, but I'm wondering. Oh, go ahead, Hayes.
No, I was going to say there's a guy named George Whitfield. I don't know how many people know who that is. I actually had a chance to hang with him a little bit. Quarterback trainer, black dude. Trained Donovan McNabb, Cam Newton, quite a few others. And he has a huge quarterback camp. I don't know what DC does. I know he's in Colorado at those games. But hold on, I would say you in Prime, so I probably can't give you marketing big on advice.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving that Colorado junk alone and creating my business, because there's no way he could be the next George Whitfield. That's all I was going to say. And he's young. He could do this for the next 25 years.
From what I know is he likes to keep a certain clientele so that he can be active and involved. But I know that he does camps and stuff like that. So I think the other thing about his business is I'm wondering if he feels like, is that the plan, to just have a multitude of clients? Like, do you want to have 95 clients, or is your goal to really stick with certain people, get them where they need to go, and then kind of rotate it in? Like, I would love to know, like, his business model, right? Is it try to talk to as many people as you want to, and you have a guy on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Because then the other thing with him that you don't often see a lot with coaches like this is he's with his athletes. And I'm wondering if that limits his time, because to be able to get on a plane, fly to their things, go train them, fly them to where you are, get everybody, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just wondering how much time that takes.
Like I said, we're just speculating here, man.
Yeah.
And I know this will get to him. Somebody on Twitter will talk about it, whatever, and that's cool. But to DC, man, hey, shout out to you, man. You want to come on Hayes Street? I'd love to hear how that's working out, because, and again, we're just talking because I don't know. But I can say that you got the hot streak right now. Think about this, brother. You're a young cat. You got the
we'll hit him up.
arguably number one. Okay, well, shit.
I got his number. We'll hit him up. I got his number.
I didn't know that. But shit. Bro, think about this, bro. You ain't no different than Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley had two Heisman trophies. You got the number one, number two. Arguably, you could switch them back and forth, 1A, 1B, whatever. Quarterbacks in this draft. And they say this is not a strong draft, but you got 1 and 2.
You got the two.
I got the two strongest candidates. Let's rock.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah. It's kind of, but it's funny though. I feel like we talk about this when it comes to business a lot. You never know what anybody's goal is with their business too. You never know. Like, some people, like to just get in with their people, and they have their 5 and they're riding with their 5 until the wheels fall off. And that's the only 5 he cares about. Cause isn't that like what Rich Paul said of how he started? He just wanted to be LeBron's agent, or did he start like he just wanted to do like a couple of things or a couple of people, and then obviously got to a point where he was like, wait, hold on a second. Why would I only do this?
Because you get a team of people like Drew Rosenhaus,
right?
And you think about it, you get a percentage now of billions of dollars worth of contracts,
right?
And like I was saying, just real quick, because if you haven't seen George Whitfield, because we had a great conversation, but he's had Andrew Luck, Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Bryce Petty, Landry Jones, Taj Boyd, Taylor Kelly, Braxton Miller, Connor Cook, Logan Thomas, EJ Manuel, Josh Allen, and Austin Appleby, Charlie Heller. I'm just saying that's a decent roster of players that he's had. So, hey, I mean, shout out to DC, man.
So I'm looking on his website, and it looks like he offers private training, so elite one-on-one training. He offers a group training, and then he offers a monthly plan. And then he also offers quarterback classroom. To be honest with you, quarterback classroom might be the most important thing on this list. like yep. The basics. Like if you have a check down, throw it to the check down. Like,
probably a lot of film study stuff. You know what I mean? Going over.
No, I know. Yeah, it says develop a deep understanding of basic offensive strategies, defensive fronts, coverages, and the mindset of a quarterback. Learn to read the field and make smarter, faster decisions. Amen, brother. Can I take a class?
About to catch another flight.
He should teach women.
Oof.
He needs to add that. They would pay. Are you kidding?
To do what?
Like you know how they do. People do like women clinics. Like the Steelers do it all the time, and I think it's like $275 or something like that. And you pay, and you go up to Pittsburgh, and they'll I think it's like 2 days. Used to be 2 days. I don't know how long it is now. And they'll take you through just like. get your clothes, get on the field, let's play football. And they teach you the game. You know what I mean? Like they teach you. And
outside of sports, you
hundreds
don't know
of women go up there.
Yeah. Shout out to outside of sports. You don't know what he does, but he should be most famous. Make it make sense.
What does he mean by that? You don't know what he does.
He should be the most famous.
Who doesn't know what he does?
I don't know.
Oh.
What I do know is he got the top 2 quarterbacks in his draft. That I know. And damn it, like George Foreman. George Foreman had the Foreman grill. Strike while it's hot.
Yeah.
Shout out to sports. Neck bone. Neck bone.
Maybe he'll get a full staff to train the other QBs. He has to make Cam Ishidor the main priority. He doesn't though. You just read a list of a guy who had 12 quarterbacks? Josh Allen, like those people.
Yeah, and again, you start off, those guys are going on through college because technically DC was not the quarterback coach on the staff.
Exactly.
He was not a part of the Colorado staff, even though he was at practice every day. He was there at the games on the sideline, had access. But one thing I will say, when I watched the games, I never saw him kind of interact with DC during the games. So I don't know if it's a thing where, hey, I'm just a quarterback trainer. I'm at the things, blah, 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 and I'm here for the ride. But to your point, those guys are gone now. So now what's my next wave of whatever the case may be? You found your prize cow, I guess, in a sense. And now you can go ahead and make it happen, man. But I know somebody got a role here in a second. Yeah. But
so
I want to
do we have any what men want women should know? What men want women? What?
Obviously, you got one.
What? I don't know what I just said, but that wasn't it. That was wrong. So whatever I said, scratch that. What men want women should know, and what women want men should know. There we go.
I got one. I'm getting better.
What is yours?
Coach Hayes.
What is yours?
Coach Hayes wants women to know that. Hold on. Oh, you got to take the other thing down. I'm sorry.
I don't know why I'm already laughing.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Coach Hayes wants women to know that a simple gesture means way more than a conversation when things are not going great. And I'm going to give you a prime example of this.
I wrote this for you, baby.
That's it.
I wrote this for you, baby.
That's it. Hold your head up, baby. You lost the fight. I don't got to talk. Just hold your head up and keep pushing. That's it. I don't need to talk. Well, how you feel, baby? Sometimes I don't need to talk right this minute. I need a moment. Simple gesture. Go along.
What she said to him?
Nothing. That's just it. She didn't say nothing. The gesture alone, right? Watch this.
I wrote this for you, baby.
That's it. Yeah, just lost the fight. And all she did was say, keep your head up. Never said a word. I don't need to talk right now. And that's what Coach Hayes want women to know, is that everything ain't a conversation. Just let me have that moment. Simple gesture. God damn it, I'm getting good at this. Put that on the shirt.
That's a good one.
Put that on the shirt.
I feel like women feel the same though.
No, no. I'm arguing with you because you just said I can see how that's frustrating, and I see how that could be difficult. No,
I'm just saying. Like, I think sometimes when especially when you're in a relationship and you get into like a heated conversation, sometimes I just want to be left alone too, and I don't want to fix it right now either.
I don't want to talk, Ellie. I don't want to talk.
Did you see Neckbone super chat for you?
Oh, sorry. Let's see. Neckbone, get in the kitchen with me. Set the date. Neckbone tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. tomorrow is set. Beat up, be square. I don't want to hear about, I gotta do this. Mañana, the kitchen open. I want to hear it, Neckbone. Let's dance.
I figured you'd like that one. I'm just gonna say flattery works. Simple flattery works. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be explanatory. It doesn't have to be, hey, you look great. Thank you. Hey, I like the way that you handled that. Thank you. Hey, thank you for taking care of that. You know what I mean? Just simple. Sometimes just a simple, kind gesture, verbal, is very helpful. And we love it.
I'm about to try it as soon as we get off the phone. I think I want women to know that we know if you do sign up for the Steelers Women Learn How to Play Football Camp, that you're just trying to play center for Mike Tomlin, and we see the bullshit that you're doing. Because you know that we know. That's what we want you to know. That we know if you live in Massachusetts, but you going to the Steelers camp. Yeah, we know.
Well,
you're trying to see how Mike Tomlin blitz.
Unless you get invited to go there. So if you're paying for it, yeah.
You're trying to see if he blitzed the A-gap or not.
I'm saying, y'all, women want to know these things. You be like, women will show up to an event if somebody throws an event. Yeah. Anyways, I'm just telling you.
Email me neckbone, coachhaysfootball@gmail.com. Email me tonight. Let's dance.
Neckbone want that smoke, boy.
You want all of it. You don't know. See, Neckbone, one of them young cat, he don't realize that Ice Cube was a rapper. He don't know what he don't know what a pressure cooker is, and he don't know what a doggone crock pot is. He don't know you can cook on a crock pot for 18 hours straight. That's slow burn.
Do you think he knows that Ice-T didn't start his career on Law and Order SVU?
Don't worry about it. He gonna find out tomorrow.
I told somebody that I'm like, that's not where he started. They're like, no way. I'm like, oh my God, we've lost the plot. Anyways, that's mine.
And I'll go back and say this a little bit too, because I want to say this. I give a shout out to Kevin Gates. In one of his songs, he says, when he comes in, he told his wife, instead of her crabbing about where you been, she says, how we do today. That's what a man wants. When I walk in, how did we do today, baby?
We want the same.
Why you walking in? It's 12:30 at night. Man,
we want the same.
You see Flaw being the same person she don't want us to be. Every time Hayes got something to say, she's talking about, we want that too. Nobody asks you what y'all want. It's Hayes' turn to talk.
You know what? I'm going to give you some pushback, Flaw. First thing you said, we want the same nonverbal. Then the first thing you said, a quick verbal compliment.
I'm just saying, my whole point in saying this is, I feel like sometimes we feel like men and women are this far apart. We're really like this far apart.
Looking opposite directions.
Yeah, but if we just tweaked that's why when you're in a good relationship, it works because you don't have much to go. You're able to work for each other. You're able to ask questions of each other. You're able to hold each other accountable. You're able to pick each other up. Like, that's why it works, is because we're not as far off as the world and society makes us think that we are. We are three people that come together that do a show that don't talk to each other much offline, that don't rehearse, don't do anything, but yet we can show up and come in the space and deliver. Why? Because we're not that far off. We're not.
Really Flawed just gave up our whole game plan right there. 3 seconds. All of it. She just opened up the curtain and said, "Hey, man, look back here. Look at Hayes' naked booty. Look at."
No, I'm just saying though. But that proves that we're like, we can come together. I feel like society wants us to be man versus woman. Men do this, women do this, women do this, men. And it's like, we don't have to be that way. We realize that, right? Like we can all exist. There's enough for all of us.
You know what the deciding factor is? When you start putting a limo in the garage, that's where the problems happen.
I don't get the analogy.
Keep thinking about it.
When you put the limo.
All right, Flawed, you gotta get up out of here, right?
I do, but I don't understand. Teach me.
When you start parking the limo in the garage is when all the problems start.
Are you talking about?
I'm being
I'll
serious.
see you all next week. You know what? I'm thinking on this very high level, like strategy, communication.
And that goes to show you how far apart we are. See how simple-minded we are.
Yeah, but that doesn't. But you see how as soon as you told me, I was like, "Oh, I got it," and now we're back together. We're not that far off. We just have to communicate better. It's a communication barrier. That's it. Communication barrier. Hey, but the size of that limo matters. Don't ever forget it. And what you can do with the limo matters as well. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for.
About to take another flight.
You're going to antagonize me. I'm antagonizing
LV.
back.
LV.
That's my girl. That's my girl.
I'm actually
Anyways,
talking
no,
about
but seriously.
You guys are so disgusting.
I appreciate both of you. And I cannot wait for next week so we can start planning our shows on Saturday nights so that on Monday when we go live, we have all of the things that we want to talk about ready to go. Because we spend so much time preparing for these shows. And I'll send you all that spreadsheet after the show's over for next week, just to start us early.
I appreciate it. Can we get a data analysis Excel sheet as well as tell y'all right now we have pre-production Sunday at 6:30.
Yes.
And we have the pre-production at 6:30 Monday, and then a post-production right after the show.
Right after the show. Yep. And I already started that spreadsheet. So as soon as the show's over, I can send you all like the updated spreadsheet, just so everybody knows our planning.
How did we miss this, y'all? I know you got 2 minutes. How did we not talk about the Just Hilarious and Lauren, whatever her name is, debacle on the Breakfast Club?
I know, right?
I honestly have. I told you my Twitter hasn't been working. I haven't seen it.
I know.
Can we talk about it just 2 seconds?
I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, yes.
You think Just Hilarious right or wrong?
Let me Google why y'all are doing that.
I think Just Hilarious is very talented. But I think somebody hit it on the head when they was like, hey, this doesn't have to air out over social media unless y'all just planned it to be this way. Like, because other execs are looking at you. Like other execs and people who may hire you in the future. And like everything don't gotta play out on social media.
So hold on, Street. I'm gonna take the words and say this. Okay, go ahead. I'm listening.
When it's not when you're not available, I mean, sometimes you open up the door because she chose the girl. You open up the door for somebody to show their talent.
So here's my point.
Wait, so are they mad that Lauren? Sorry, are they mad that Lauren moved on to do a new show?
No, Lauren came in and kind of took over Just Hilarious' spot when Just Hilarious was pregnant, and people liked Lauren, and they started just giving Lauren more stuff.
They replaced her when she was out on maternity leave.
So no, listen. Okay, here's what I'll say. Jess's point was, Jess is saying, I'm not mad at Lauren. I'm mad that you're putting Lauren in on my segment, which is Jess with the mess. I don't care that Lauren is here. But for example, Really Flawed. Let's say you on maternity leave. You had Flawed Friday, right? Whatever it is. And we bring in another young lady to come in and she's doing the Flawed Friday while you're out. Okay. Right. Well, now that you're back, she's still on Flawed Friday when she could have her own segment. she's now talking while Fall Friday is going on. You know, it's kind of like even at a job, you do X, Y, and Z, but now that you're back, it's kind of your spot.
Yeah,
why not? Yeah. And if you like her enough, they give her like Lauren's latest or whatever. Here's what I'll say to you, Street.
Interesting.
Something you always say.
And you, what and one second, Hayes, and you created Florida Friday 6 years ago. It ain't like we created it on the show. You created it in your
so it was
house
like my
on
thing.
Your Instagram. It's yours.
Right.
It's your thing.
And then I hired the girl that can cover me while I'm out. And then when I come back, my stuff, I'm not even getting that back.
Right.
No, you're competing with another person doing your segment.
I wouldn't want to compete, especially not another woman. For what?
Well, it's right. It's like, say, for example, how you brought up the what men want to know part, right? You always kind of introduce that piece. And now this other young lady is still on the thing, and she's like, all right, let's talk about what men want to know. And you're like, damn, that's something I've always done.
That's like, weird. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird.
So here's what I'm gonna say to you, Street, because you always say this. We never know what to truly believe on the internet. What if the upper brass, because apparently she has aired out her grievances to these people, as just said. Like I said, hey, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And they never made a move. Let's see how the experiment work out. So just pick up the thing, say, now y'all gonna listen. Now, if y'all don't want to make a move, all right, here we go. Now I bet y'all listen. Let's go live. It's not
well, what I just Googled though, looks like Lauren is leaving. Looks like she's starting a new show. It's 8 hours ago. It says she's starting a new show from iHeartRadio. That's what I thought. I thought that's why I'm like, what? It looks like Lauren moves on to iHeartMedia show in the midst of just hilarious drama. That was 8 hours ago.
Ooh, this is some real nasty work, Street. So what happens if the people knew that she wanted to get a show? Let's create some controversy and mess. There you go, Street. Everything is entertainment, right?
Yep. And now you have these two pretty powerful women.
Jess doesn't know that she's being played to create this buzz. So now when Lauren goes to iHeartRadio to do her show, people are going to come because they want to hear what's what. God,
yeah. That's how reality TV is ran. That's how they do reality TV.
I mean, yeah, it's very similar to what we just talked about though with the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people say she gave like Coach T say gave like a better talent. That's why it is. That's the way it is sometimes. But I don't think the problem is it's not about better talent.
It's not the talent.
It's the. Now that I hear this, I really believe the upper brass created this environment to create this. Like they played the long game on this. Let's just keep pushing Jess. Let's keep pushing. Let's see how long she's gonna let Lauren stay and write it. Like how long can I put this person at your desk before you get mad?
And one thing I know about Jess, which isn't very much, I know she strikes me as a woman who, if she sees something, she's going to say something. And eventually you're going to hear her. So she's probably been saying things over and over and over, and no one's probably listening. And she finally was like, okay, cool.
Because here's what I will say. That stuff with Envy, and first of all, Charlamagne, he's a clown.
I think they're all clowns.
Like to me, Charlamagne, the thing I don't like about he's not funny. His timing is terrible.
Is his name Leonard?
Who cares? He's not funny. And the problem with like Lauren said, you over here giggling. This ain't funny, bro. Like everything, that's what I say. Everything ain't entertainment to everybody. Now that dude probably just doesn't care, but everything ain't funny to everybody. And he corny to me. But with Envy, what I didn't like was Envy says, well, you brought this out, but guess who said air it? Had to be the upper brass to say, well, you're going to go on the show the next morning and talk about it. Because you didn't have to
this to the show?
Yeah, they were on the show talking about it.
This sounds staged. This sounds like
right on the show.
This sounds like we're gonna push Jess as far as we can push her. Eventually, she will say something, and she probably finally said something.
Because if Envy You're talking about, oh,
Put
it's
that video
corny.
up
You
there,
came
Hayes.
on here to air this out. You came on here to air this out. Woo, woo, woo. My thing is, well, shit, Envy. Is you and Charlamagne been the longest? Y'all can say we're not talking about it on this show today. And oh, golly, that's tough right here.
Let's get out of here, man. We can play this on the way out. Let's go.
Well,
Really, Flaw, you know what happened here?
they look cute together, but where's his mama?
Oh,
He's born for this.
And once asked,
Look
what
at how
does she
he's
fear
looking at
most
her.
about her son succeeding, she said women. This is Jaden Daniels and USC basketball star Juju Watkins having a time, and watch mom come through.
I know that's right.
Just take the middle seat. Basically tell Jaden Daniels, hey, look, Jaden, focus on the game. We ain't got time for this. Maybe 100 million later.
told y'all
we'll get
she
these girls, but not right
I
now.
told y'all, dog.
All right, now Jaden Daniels' mama has went on record saying, once asked, what does she fear most about her son
I
succeeding?
know that's right.
She said women. This is Jaden Daniels and USC basketball star Juju Watkins having a time, and watch mom come through.
I know that's right.
Just take the middle seat. Basically tell Jaden Daniels, hey, look,
I
Jaden,
love it.
focus on the game. We ain't got time for this. Maybe 100 million later.
I don't mind
I
it.
spent the weekend with that lady. And believe me, that doesn't surprise me one bit.
I don't mind it. And you know what? Like I always tell people, if he wants to fight his mom and if he wants that relationship, he's gonna do it and he'll get it. But mom's not gonna make this easy. And cool. There's a lot of men out here that could benefit from having a mom like that right now, quite frankly. Some of them don't want to pay child support. Some of them have 10 kids.
Yeah.
Some of them anyways.
Can
Mom
I just
is
say
fine, by the way. Mom is fine. Oh, sorry.
this?
That was not
What you telling the boy? What you telling the boy, nah?
Mom looked
Huh?
great with the black top. I see you, Mom. Okay.
How about the white shorts down there? What the white shorts looking like, Flaw?
Jaden needs to be looking out for his mama.
He switched his names.
No, she looked nice in a little black top. I know that's right, Mama.
What about them white shorts down there? Here's my question. Here's my
Y'all,
question.
I gotta say the thing, and then
Ain't
y'all
nobody
don't-
worried about that event you got to go to. It ain't about nothing.
Get out of here if you gotta go.
All you worried about is the lemonade stand. That's all you going to do is set up a lemonade stand.
see who I can come to my table.
Yeah, to that junk spot over there. Burnt lemonade at that, if you understand what I'm saying. Anyway, really quickly.
I have goodies.
How does okay, I get all that, but at some point, he is a man, he is a young man. When does the public embarrassment stop?
But that's my point, is as long as he's going to allow it, she should do it. But the second he tells her to stop, or the second he stands up and is like, you got to stop this, then I think she should back off. That's what I think.
Because he could have sat in the middle. She sat, he would have been between the two ladies. She didn't have to sit right there. Like, that's the public. Because at some point, he is a grown man. He's not a college student anymore. He is a grown man.
So let's see if it happens again, though. Maybe that was the moment where now he's kind of like, Mom, I love you.
And can I say this? I don't think she a groupie. She got her own. It ain't like some random girl at the game. Like, this is a young lady who's going to have a future. Of course, maybe not financially as big as kids.
Can I make a counter argument, though?
Okay.
And again, we don't know what's going on. It was a little video it released. What if they've already been talking behind the scenes and Mom sat in the middle because she wants to actually get to know Juju?
That's true. That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess my point is like, I think sometimes the things that happen in the public, what we think is happening. But what if they've been dating? You know what I mean? Like hitting each other up behind the scenes. And Mom was like, I'm going to this game, but I want to know her. So if I want to get to know her, I'm going to sit in between you.
Or what if Mom was just trying to save them from, they didn't realize what would happen out of them sitting next to each other? What if Mom was just trying to separate that? Like, listen, if y'all sit here laughing and giggling, this is going to turn into the story of the weekend. Let me put the fire out type shit.
All that's fair. But that's what me and Trey always think you on camera, because now Juju's sitting over there like this.
You're right. Right. And somebody needs to tell her. And that's my thing is like, What if they were just on a little cute date? They had just ran into each other. They're getting to know each other. They've been talking for a few months. And if you know what I'm saying, because she's playing in a tournament right now. So maybe that was, you know what I mean? He was in the Super Bowl. He's doing this. She's playing, like, I don't know. I just feel like we always say what we think is happening, but what if it's actually just something basic where the mama was like, I told y'all about this shit.
And you know what? Slap myself, because context matters. I always say context matters.
Yeah.
We don't know if they pasted that video together. Like, think about it. They could have been sitting there almost 30 minutes together, and then the mom was somewhere else. Because remember, it cuts. So they could have just took that little piece where they were laughing. And then the next clip is mom. You don't see mom walking in between telling her to get up and move.
That's true. You just see mom in the middle.
Part. That video could have been where mom was sitting there first, got up and left, and then those two came together because they cut it. So you could have put mom would have, if you put it in order. Who knows how it is? But the editing room, but damn it, it's good for clicks and likes.
It's good for clicks and views. Clicks, views, and likes.
All
Anyways,
right,
we'll see you all next week. And I was going to say something that I shouldn't say.
Shout out everybody making Bevo burgers.
Something's wrong with you psychologically.
About to catch another flight.
That's why Street is the MVP of the week. Street, thank you for being the MVP. Thank you for being normal. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Neckbone, hit me up. I'm waiting, Neckbone. I'm waiting. Hit me up tonight.
Yeah, because I need something to watch tomorrow.
And I need something to do. Let's ride. Man, we out here, man. Peace, love, and hair grease.
Here it comes.
Shout out to Footballville mom. She's counted every grain of sand on the beach right there. She's currently at 2. Peace.
So Chase mama was at pro day today.